Good morning, everyone. It's Monday and my GSS was canceled, so I have a little bit of time to vlog and catch you guys up to speed on what happened at clinicals on Thursday. I got up at 5 or something crazy to do my hair and get dressed and everything like that. And then I was at the hospital at 6:45 for my pre-conference. And pretty much we just all sat around, like 6 of us I think in my clinical group. We sat in this lounge and we were given our patient assignments, and we were given the opportunity to ask any questions that we had about what we're going to do that day or how clinicals would go and stuff like that. So that was exciting and nerve-wracking and everything else. My patient was an older lady who had just had a total right hip replacement. And I was obviously the only nurse assigned, or not the only nurse, but the only nursing student assigned to her that day, so I was kind of on my own. And I wasn't even actually grouped in like a section with anyone else. I was just by myself, which was definitely nerve-wracking. But it was a good experience, kind of having to be on my own. And the client was really, really nice, and the nurse was really nice. The nurse was, I wouldn't say she was busy with patients. All the patients were actually really good, so I wasn't able to help her with anything. I told her, if I can help you, just let me know. I'm just here to help. And she told me, oh, well, everything's pretty much done. I'm just checking in on them every once in a while. So for the most part, she was on the computer, and obviously I can't help her with anything on there. So I mostly spent the time with my patient, and first thing I did was sort of took her vital, introduced myself, which my instructor, I was sort of timid at first. I wasn't sort of timid, I was scared to death because the curtain was closed and I was worried the doctor was in there and I wouldn't want to barge in and interrupt. But he wasn't. Her curtain was just closed because she wanted privacy. So the instructor sort of took me by the hand and said, like, come on, I'll introduce you, which was embarrassing that she had to. I definitely should have been confident enough to just go in and do my job. But it was my first day, and I definitely won't be doing that again. I learned my lesson. And so she introduced me to the client, and then I introduced myself and told her why I was there and what I'd be doing. So I took her vitals and, helped her with anything she needed for AM care. She'd actually done a lot already. She was 2 days post-surgery, so she was kind of getting her strength back and able to do things on her own. The only thing I really needed to help her with was sort of just get things from around the room so she didn't have to get up and get them because she just had her hip surgery. And also help her ambulate to the restroom and everything like that. So most of the day was spent interviewing, and it really shouldn't have taken the entire time, which was kind of ridiculous. I was not sure of my interviewing style or what I was going to do with that, but I kind of tried to make it more into a conversation than just an interview, and that was a bad idea because I sort of tried to ask casual questions that might just normally come up in conversation, and it took a long time to get all the information I needed. But I feel like if I had asked like really direct questions, then she would have given me direct answers and explained herself more because she knew that I needed that information for my assessment. So that was a mistake that I won't make again, hopefully. But I got all the information I needed. It just wasn't in the amount of time it should have taken. It took me a lot longer, and I got it all done. But again, it was a learning experience in time management. I was lucky that I didn't have a lot of other stuff to do that day because I wouldn't have gotten it done. I actually got all that done, and I tried to pop over to another side of the unit where the rest of my classmates were to sort of see what was going on. And it was a little bit unfortunate because over on their side, they were, taking out Foley catheters and, watching wound care and dressing changes, and I think someone got to take out a drainage bag from someone's hip replacement, and I felt a little bit behind. I wouldn't necessarily say left out. I guess I just felt as if, oh no, all these people have seen all these procedures and I haven't seen them yet. I'm going to be at a disadvantage when we go to take a test or try, practice that skill. But hopefully I'll get to see those in another week. We've got plenty of clinicals during the semester, so I'm sure I'll get to see something at one of those. And I almost got to see a drainage bag removed or take it out myself, but unfortunately the person who was doing it came in, started doing it, I got to help, I was really excited, and then they sent me to go get 4x4s, and by the time I came back, the drainage bag was out and she was almost done. So that was unfortunate. But next time I'm going to make sure I have everything I need with me. I don't care if I have to stick 4x4s in my pocket just in case. But I'm going to be there when cool stuff happens. I'm not going to be out doing other things. So I'm going to be more assertive in terms of, just going in and introducing myself and asking my questions. I'm also going to be more assertive with the nursing staff, and not assertive like obnoxious, but just, asking anyone if I can help, if there's anything I can do, if there's any procedures that I can watch, because I was actually watching a video, a vlog by Nurse Nicole, something she posted, I guess yesterday or the day before, but sort of about how to deal with intimidation and not wanting to go up to nurses and doctors and ask if you can watch things. But she said they're not going to come ask you. They've got other things to do. They're busy. You're a guest in their hospital, and if you need something, you should ask. You shouldn't just wait for them to take you by the hand and, explain something to you. You need to ask. You need to be active instead of reactive. So I definitely learned all about that for next week, or this week, I guess, this Thursday. So I'm hoping to put all that into practice, everything I've learned, and it should be good. And we had post-conference and sort of talked about our experiences and everything, and that was definitely good. And for homework, we had to sort of make a nursing diagnosis for our patient and then sort of create a care plan around it. That was a little bit difficult for me because my patient didn't have a lot wrong with her. She was mostly just a total hip replacement, so she had some impaired mobility, although she could still walk with a walker. She had some impaired mobility, and obviously she was risk for infection because she had just had surgery, and so she had an incision and a drainage tube and everything, and an IV. So she had a little bit of risk for infection, and then I think I made 2 care plans because I couldn't decide which diagnosis I wanted to go with. I have impaired mobility as my primary nursing diagnosis because I have the most evidence for that. It was pretty obvious that she had impaired mobility, and there were lots of reasons that I could give. But I actually have another one because it's more interesting, and our instructors kind of want us to think outside the box for nursing diagnoses, not just go by, oh, risk for infection, obviously she's got an incision. Oh, impaired mobility, obviously she's having trouble walking because of her hip and the pain. So I went with grieving because she had lost a husband, and during the interview we sort of talked about that, and I could tell it was something that really bothered her still, even though it seemed to happen a long time ago. And so I made a grieving nursing diagnosis, and I'm not really sure what my professor is going to think about that, and if I really have enough evidence to support it, and if I've chosen the right outcome and the right interventions to meet that outcome. But we'll see how that goes. But I'm probably going to use grieving because they wanted us to be a little more creative in terms of really studying the patient and picking up on subtle signs. So I'm hoping that'll be good today in class. And besides that, we've pretty much just been learning how to use the chart, the medical chart on the computer, so that we can actually chart in their records this time, this Thursday. And pretty much we do everything, and we chart when we did it in the computer, and then we tell the nurse, and they'll kind of approve it and say, like, yeah, that's right, that's a good thing to put in the computer, not, what are you doing? You totally messed up their chart. So we won't be messing up anyone's charts, and we'll get a little bit more, I guess, into the system at the hospital over there, which is good. So, I don't know, everything's gone well so far. I made a 97 on my anatomy and physiology test, which I was really excited about. And I haven't gotten my grade back from microbiology, but I'll let you guys know when I do. And mostly I've just been reading and working on my care plan a lot. That's definitely one thing I've been doing, reading in my nursing diagnosis book. And making flashcards for my medical terminology test, which is not this Friday, but next Friday. So I'll be doing a lot of reading for nursing this week because next Monday, a week from today, is my first nursing exam. And that'll be really scary. I've heard from several people that it's a really, really hard test. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, but hopefully it'll be good. And I will have worried for nothing. We'll see. But I don't know. I'll try to keep you guys up to speed. And if you have any questions, let me know. And until then, I hope everyone has a wonderful week. See you guys later. Bye.